Hi guys, welcome to Shiva Sai's Perseverance Software Training Institute. I'm Sai Chiran. All right. So in this particular video, we will be focusing on something called as providers. So what are providers? All right. See, basically providers are something which is very crucial in Terraform, so that Terraform can talk to the required platforms and provision and also manage the infrastructure. All right. So it's pretty simple. All right. So let me tell you that a provider is a plugin that enables interactions with APIs for specific services or platforms. So meaning of that is, let me explain in simple English now. See, if I want to provision in infrastructure and work with resources on AWS cloud, all right, or on Azure cloud, or on GCP cloud, or Alibaba cloud. We have many clouds and many other platforms. So for working with different, platforms, so for each and every platform, we have something like provider, all right. So meaning of that is, sorry, so to work with AWS cloud, we have something like AWS provider. So using this AWS provider, I can interact to that AWS cloud platform, and then what I can do is I can basically use Terraform to provision and manage the complete infrastructure via code. All right. So I'm repeating the same again. So what is a provider? So providers are nothing but, all right. So we have multiple providers. So what is a provider initially? So firstly, provider is something like we want to provision and manage infrastructure on AWS cloud platform. So we have something like AWS provider. It is nothing but it acts like a plugin, all right, and via which Terraform can talk to AWS cloud and manage resources over there, all right. So meaning of provider total is it is simply a plugin via which Terraform talks to the required platforms and work with them. So for example, let me show you. So okay, this is the new browser, right? So let's search for Terraform providers. So yeah, we have something like browse providers. So if you see here, we have many providers, all right. So all of this are nothing but, so Terraform can work with AWS, Terraform can work with Azure, GCP, Kubernetes, all right. So Alibaba Cloud, OCA, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, many as such, all right. So to work with each and every platform, definitely Terraform needs an interaction with them, right? So without interacting with the platform, Terraform do not have any control on them, correct? So to interact with them, we need a medium. That medium is nothing but a plugin, and that plugin in Terraform are called as providers. Okay, to work with AWS, I need an AWS provider. To work with Azure, I need Azure provider. All right. So now, so whatever we discussed, right, it is a detail here now. So throughout the course, we'll work with AWS cloud. All right. See, it is ideally same here and there. Only the naming standards or the resource names, kind of that stuff will change, but the logics, everything is such as global for Terraform. So it's pretty helpful for anybody who can gain the expertise with respect to single cloud, can work with any platform. All right, fine. So we are throughout this particular Terraform videos with Shivasai's perseverance, right? So we'll be provisioning infrastructure with AWS. So now, if you see this particular image, we have Terraform installed already on our server. So if you see, go to git bash, give Terraform version, so it will display version. So if you have not installed, you can follow the installation video which is available in the playlist. All right. Okay, so now I need to work with AWS, correct? So what I did is I have already logged into my AWS account. Okay, so if you see here, so I have created an account and I have logged in. So I can share you how to sign up for AWS account. All right, so that link will be shared in the description below. Fine. All right. So now, apart from this, now we have Terraform available. We have cloud account available, but how Terraform needs to talk with AWS. So basically, we should authenticate to AWS, right? So we definitely need somebody. So, all right, that somebody is nothing but a user. So we need to create a user, right? And that user can have, you know, right? You have something like ID and password, something like that. So once we create a user ID, so that will have a password. So here also we create user ID, all right? That will have, instead of passwords, we have something like access keys and secret keys in AWS, which is much more secure, all right? So we will create this as well. All right, so let's go to the cloud now. So the moment you logged in, you'll be able to see this. So go to something called as IAM, which is Identity Access Management in AWS. All right, so here let's create a very fresh user. All right, so go to users and go to, so one user is already there, right? So now create a user, create, so create something like Shiva Sai. All right, so you can, if you want to provide user access to AWS console also, you can click it. This is optional, so it's not required for now. Click on next. So here, so basically we have something like policies in AWS. So what is a policy? It is nothing but, see, we have two things basically, correct? So one is authentication, next is authorization. What is authentication? Authentication is something like how we log into a system. Authorization is something like what we can do after logging to a system, like something like permissions. Okay, authorization is nothing but permissions, privileges. Okay, fine. Now this policies are nothing but permissions in AWS. All right, so we already created, we are in a process of creating a user. The username is Shivasai. Now let's attach policies with which are nothing but permissions in AWS. So search for something like administrator access, check in it, go ahead and click on next. All right, so we are assigning this particular policy, which helps us to manage almost everything on AWS. So yeah, so create user, everything where an administrator can do. All right, fine. Now if you see, the user is created. All right, perfect. So the first activity is done here. So we have created a user. Now we need access keys and secret keys. It is pretty simple. So click on Shivasai, which is our user ID. Go to security credentials. See, this is our policies. See, they are telling permissions, policies. It has been attached. So go to security credentials. So here go to section access keys, click on create access key, click on command line interface, click on next. Okay, we need to check in the uh, option here. So this is optional, create access. All right, see, this is one time generation, so you should save this somehow, somewhere. All right, you should secure this somewhere. All right, so if you click on show, you'll get it. All right, okay. So what you do now, hide. So copy this key. So I'm just saving here for now. So this is my access key, this is my, all right, secret key. Okay, these two are needed for us definitely to talk to AWS. All right, perfect. So fine. So whatever required is available now. So we have Terraform installed. That has been validated in this particular, yeah, with this particular command. So next, what is another thing? So we need AWS account is already created, and on AWS we need to create a user. We have created something like Shivasai, and for Shivasai we need to enable, see, basically user ID is there but password is not there, correct? So instead of password, access keys and secret keys are highly secured, way to connect to cloud. So we are going with this, so that we have seen how to do that. All right, so in next video we'll start working with Terraform hands-on, because we got everything required. All right, for now, so all the prerequisites, the knowledge, everything is shared now. So in one of the coming video, we'll focus on how we can deploy resources. Meaning is we will deploy our first AWS maybe EC2 instance, which is nothing but AWS server, a server on AWS. All right. All right, guys. Fine. Thank you so much. Bye bye.